I have one too many characters in here, and it is right here. Right? Yep. Alright! Welcome back to another episode of the Bronze to GM Series Random Edition. Last we left off, we were in Bronze 2. We had just taken out our first gold opponent, keeping under 100 APM. Let's get back into it. Gonna be doing it in more 3-game segments, or I'm gonna try to do about 30 minutes an episode. But so if we get 2 longer games, then yes, we'll do that. But each game, up until I'd say probably Diamond, should be about the same length. All right, let's get into it. Glad you guys are enjoying this series so far. Silver Protoss opponent, Kartush. In a low league, should have something funny planned. I don't think I'll lose up until... I shouldn't lose up until, like, Masters, but we'll see. Take a look, have fun. We're going to start our first drone immediately and send the Overlord across. Put our hatchery keys on. Set the camera location, Shift F1, Shift F2, Shift F3, and Shift F4. Start our Overlord once we get 100 minerals. And we're going to rally that one to a different pervert pillar on the map. Something like this. We're going to start another drone. Played the first 3 drunk and lost twice. Feels bad. Okay. Now, as soon as this Overlord finishes, we start 2 more drones. Going to be going up to 17. We're going to rally the 16th one down to the natural. I'm going to hit F2 to go down there. Because once he gets down the ramp, that should be a perfect amount of minerals to build a hatchery. So 230, 40. And going to go ahead and get our build menu out and place the hatchery down. We're going to rally the drones to the mineral line. And we're going to build a couple more drones. We're going to go up to 18. And on the 18th drone, we're going to grab a drone off the minerals and build a gas geyser. And the 18th drone we built, we're going to rally him away from the mineral line as to build our spawning pool. So, he's going to come out here. We're going to build the pool. And build a couple more drones. We're going to be completely focused on macro up until this point. What is it, Digi? What's the series? Also, keep making our drones here. At 19 is when we're going to get our 3rd Overlord. 3rd Overlord going to be coming out. We're going to probably put him somewhere in this region of the map. So, once that larva finishes, we're going to find a pillar. Let's do this pillar right there. A good pillar for our Overlord to peep from. Peeping Tom. We're going to build our 20th drone, and the 20th drone we're going to rally down to the natural, and we're going to reset our drone rally using the G key from both hatcheries to a big mineral patch at the bottom. And we're going to keep making drones. It's fine to leave on gas at this level, so we're going to get our metabolic boost and our 2nd queen. And we're going to keep making drones. Now, what do we see when we go in his base? We see a forge, we see a cannon, and we see 2 gateways. The 2 gateways indicates aggression, but we don't see a swiper core, so it's only going to be zealots. First zealot popping. We're going to keep making drones. There's nothing of too much consequence yet, and we don't see the zealots moving out. So we can now get this Overlord, get up all the info we need, and we're going to shift-click this guy over here and then to the pervert pillar. And we're going to keep the drone production up. Starting more drones. We're going to take a drone at about 30 to 31 supply. I'm going to make an Overlord at 31, our 4th Overlord. Going to rally him somewhere else where we can get vision. And we're going to build our 3rd hatchery. We're going to inject with the queens that just popped and keep building drones. I mean, I have a StarCraft tips and tricks series that I've been doing on my channel. If you haven't seen, it would eventually cover stuff like that. I'm kind of doing everything all at once. I'm doing all 3 races. We're up to episode 26 I just made, but we're gonna keep injecting here. Keep building some drones, but I know what you mean by that. Keep building drones. Gonna be at 38. We're gonna get our next Overlord, and we're gonna build even more drones. We still haven't seen any unit movement coming out of our Protoss opponent, so there's nothing else really to do. We're gonna go ahead and get a lair at about the 330 mark, as well as an evolution chamber and a roach warren. Now, the goal here is gonna be to get to +1 roaches. That's gonna be +1 roaches with speed. So we're gonna rally a couple drones back to the main because we only have 14, and we're gonna build another Overlord. Inject, make sure those are on top of each other. We're gonna get our 3rd gas down here. Gonna rally a couple drones there. Gonna get a 4th gas down here as well. Rally a couple drones. And I'm gonna go ahead and build on my next overlord after that. I'm gonna go ahead and get +1 for the roaches. And then we're gonna get our queen at our 3rd base. And we're a little oversaturated on the natural, so I'm gonna move a couple drones over to the 3rd. And keep the injects going. Gonna inject again and again. Gonna go ahead and get our 2nd gas in the main. Rally a couple drones there. So, Overlord probably gonna be killed here. It's okay, we're gonna make 2 to replace it. Hail Hydra. Once the lair finishes, we're at 46 drones. I'm gonna start roach speed. Now I want to go to about 52. So we're gonna make 6 drones and rally them here. Gonna re-rally the drones with G to the 3rd base. And we're gonna set up for our first attack here. Gonna hold down the roach key. We're gonna put those on control group 1, and we're gonna put the rally point out here. So all the roaches come together from the hatcheries out there. I'll make sure we're not gonna get supply blocked. I'm gonna make a couple more overlords. Put them in different spotting locations, because if you notice, the vision is the most important part of the Zerg gameplay. We're gonna build some more roaches. Put them in the first control group. And make sure our injects are on top. All on top of each other. The overlord's finishing. I'm gonna go ahead and make 2 more. Put them down and build more roaches. We're already nearing the 100 supply mark. We're only at the 5.5 minute mark. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and make 2 more OVs as those 2 finish. And we're gonna make more roaches. How do you remove the larva from the select? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Oh, you hold down left control and click on the eggs, and it just grabs the eggs, and you hold down left shift and add them to the 1 key. So we're gonna build more roaches. And now that speed's done, we're gonna attack. We're gonna go ahead and get our +2. And then we're gonna go back into building drones. Now, we're just gonna A-move. We're gonna A-click into his main base, and we are going to build drones. We're gonna build drones. We're going to go ahead and look for our 4th base. I see we're about to be supply blocked, so I'm going to go ahead and build another overlord when I can. There we go. Gonna inject while I can. Gonna reset, put my 4th base here. Build the hatchery, relocate all of the rally points. We're going to go ahead and send these guys across, and I'm going to build some more drones. Now, I'm going to A-click into his main 1 more time, and no GG. GG, well played to our opponent. And all that, I never even looked at it. Wow, a promotion, boys. Bronze 1. Let's go. On to the next. Very well played to our Protoss opponent. How are you gonna climb for? You actually have to look at your army while it fights. I'm not gonna look at my army probably until like Diamond 2. I don't think I want to really look at my army until Diamond 2. Because there's no point. There's no need to look at the army. Good luck, have fun. This is going to be a Protoss v Terran, so PvT. I'm gonna go ahead and hotkey my Nexus, make my locations, and I'm gonna rally my probe to build the pylon. I'm gonna start the 2nd pylon. I'm gonna start the pylon up here and go back. No, the whole point is to show these people, like the people, that with a good build order and solid macro, it doesn't really matter what you make as long as you have more of it. Well, if the game went correctly, yes. Alright, we're gonna send another probe, build our gateway, left shift and click him back to the minerals. That way he goes back to mining. And as soon as the gateway starts, I'm going to go ahead and put a chrono boost on the Nexus to start my probe production, make it faster. Out of water again. Nice. 50 seconds, I'm going to start my gas. Going to keep the probe production up. And at about a minute, I want to scout this game. So I'm going to go ahead and send my scout across, and I'm going to shift click him back to my minerals. That way, he comes back. Going to keep the probes up, chrono them out. All we're focused on is building workers. The more economy we have, the more shit we can make, the better our game will go. So. Gonna go ahead and what this gateway is about to finish, so we're gonna go get our cyber core. And we're gonna come down here and get ready to build our nexus. We built one too many probes, but that's okay. Never necessarily a bad thing. Gonna build the nexus right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and go get ready to build the second pylon. You know, this is a Terran, so we're gonna build the second pylon on the low ground. Make sure it's in range of the nexus, that way it becomes a super pylon. We're not worried about what's happening with the probe. We see that it's a one gas expand, looking most likely, unless there would be extra barracks on the map. But without even looking at my opponent's base, just by my mini-map vision, we're able to tell that it's a one gas expand. So we're gonna go ahead and build a stalker and start our warp gate, and we're gonna keep chronoing our probes. Now, at 26, I would say, is about the time to get another pylon. So we're going to go ahead and get one behind the mineral line. That way you can build shield batteries in the mineral line to protect your workers from things like banshees or drops later on. So we're going to rally this stalker down to the natural. We'll make him kill this SCV. We're going to put this probe back on the minerals, make sure our probe production is keeping on to itself. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the Twilight Council. Actually, you know what? We're at low level. We're going to go for the Robo. Robo is always the safest option. So, we're going to go for a robotics facility here. And once we see this nexus about to finish, we're going to take our extra saturation. And we're going to re-rally our probes to the bottom and chrono out some more workers. We're going to go ahead and start a second stalker for safety. And keep going on this. Going to go ahead and start my second gateway. Once my warp gate is about 3/4 finished, that's when I like to put down my extra gateways. That way they finish at about the time that warp gate does. So, I have another chrono boost. Going to continue chronoing my probes. We're at 31 already. Want to keep that going higher and higher. Going to go ahead and build my third gateway. And once my robotics facility finishes, we're going to be going for the safest build possible. So we're going to go for a robotics bay. This will allow us to get an early Colossi out. So we're going to build an observer first, though. And also, we're going to build our third gas once we're at 35 or 36 probes. 36 is what I like. So I'm going to go ahead and build another pylon. Make sure the supply block's not going to happen. Warp gate's being finished. So we have a couple Marines coming up. I'm actually going to micro here. Walk back, shoot. Now I'm going to pull some probes. And we're going to warp in 2 more stalkers. Now, he's targeting my stalkers, so my probes are getting massive damage. I'm actually going to send the probes back to mining, build probes, and not even worry about that. I'm going to re-hotkey my robo. And we defended the Marine push. So, I'm going to put some probes on this gas, and once the robotics bay is done, we're going to get a Colossi. And hopefully Colossus range soon. I was a little late to put on the gas. That way the gas counts are kind of off. I'm going to go ahead and get my 4th gas as well as 2 extra gates, 2 extra gateways. Bring us up to a total of 5. Yeah, I lost 2 stalkers and I want to say a probe or 2 there. And I'm going to go ahead and start my Colossus range, which is extended thermal lance on the robotics bay. I'm going to chrono that out. And then we're going to keep chronoing our probes. Because I want to get up till about 48, I think, is going to be my magic number. And now, I'm going to go ahead and get my 6th gateway, which is the safe amount on 2 bases, and I'm going to build a pylon. I'm also going to warp in a sentry and another stalker. We see more Marines have come up, so I'm going to A-move, and we're going to force field right there. I'm going to warp in a zealot as some meat. I'm backing the hurt units up. And I'm going to just A-move down here. He does have quite a few Marines, but the Colossus is coming out, keeping us safe. So, we're going to start another Colossus, because the second Colossus is what we wanted to push with anyways. And we're going to go look to take our 3rd base. So now that the warp gates are done, I'm going to warp in 2 sentries and some zealots. And this is going to be my main army. I'm going to start a pylon here, because pylons by Nexus are always a good thing. And you see we're at 71 of 78, so I'm going to go ahead and start another pylon. We really don't want to be supply blocked, especially at this stage in the game. So we see more Marines coming up. I'm going to hit the force field button to make sure they cannot escape. And we're going to start our 3rd Nexus. We held that Marine push with little to no trouble. And the game is over. All right. 25 solo random wins. Poggers. Well played to our Silver 1 opponent. That's all we're doing is about having safe builds. Because look at his worker count. It went to 14 SCVs, and we were already at 44 probes. So, theoretically, we should have died, but the whole point was just having more shit than our opponent, and we did. Got a Colossus, all that. We were still macroing. Man, Proxy barracks me. I said it was going to be a 1-Rax expand because that's what I scouted. There was absolutely no point in him getting that gas, but that's okay. All right. Our Terran unranked opponent named Bonus. Another PBT here. We're going to start our probe. Put the next Psy on. Don't do the split thing that I just did. It's force of habit. I'm sorry. Going to rally that probe out. Going to Shift F1, Shift F2, Shift F3. To set up my locations, I'm going to start a pylon here and re-rally to my mineral. Robo is just safe for the... Robo is safer at this level, I think, Irio. Twilight requires micro. We're not microing. I don't care about micro. I'm going to rally my probe out to the front, and we're going to go ahead and put a gateway out here. Rally the probe back and chrono boost. Got to keep this probe production up. Gonna get a gas at about the 50-second mark, or an assimilator. More probes coming in. And about 55 seconds or so, I want to scout. So I'm going to send this in there, and I'm going to shift-click him back to the mineral line. But we're going to keep chronoing our probes. Want to make sure we have enough. And the second probe, so not this boy, but this boy, is going to be going out down there to build the... what is that? Cybernetics core? We're going to be rallying him out there. Making absolutely sure. So once he gets there, we're going to BY, build the cyber core, and then we're going to come down here to build the Nexus. You see that there is no like early expansion or anything. We're going to build our Nexus, and we're going to come back to the main base. Actually, remember, it's a Terran player, so there's no problem in building our second pylon on the low ground. Make sure it's a greenish super pylon. We saw that we were fully walled off, so you still want to go back to the top of that walled ramp. We got to know what's going on. I'm going to put a gas geyser up here. I'm going to go ahead for that second gas. And we see that there's already a depot done and a marine out. So we're going to send the probe back. And we're going to start a stalker here. Stalker and warp gate. That's the plan. Now, because we don't know what's going on, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. And that is put a shield battery at the front. This battery will be in range for the Giga battery. And it will also be... influential in keeping our first couple units alive. So we're going to make sure we chrono this Nexus out. Keep the probe production coming up. And we're going to go for the robotics facility again. The robotics facility being the safe bet. So it's going to be our choice of tech. We're going to keep the stalker at the front near the shield battery. And this would have honestly made me a lot safer last game. A safety shield battery is never a bad thing. We're going to put our extra probes, send them down to the natural, and we're going to start chronoing probes out down there. Now, we're going to start a sentry here. Sentry being for Guardian Shield. Guardian Shield reducing the damage that all units take by 2. All units from ranged, that is. Melee still do. Nice. Good meme, Digi. What was it saying? Oh. Yeah. Anyways, so now that our warp gate's getting... I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm going to go ahead and put my other pylon back here. Now that my warp gate's getting kind of close, I'm going to go ahead and keep chronoing my probes. Oh, Guardian Shield, yeah. Protects against ranged units. Going to make another gateway and get a third. Just like we did before, we're going to go ahead and put an observer, and we're going to rally that observer out. That way we get some scouting information off. And we're going to go ahead and build the robotics bay. For that early Colossus once again. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and build a pylon in between the gas geysers. Still super pylon right there. And get our third gas. Warp gate's just now finishing. So, we're going to be able to start warping in units soon. I'm going to chrono out some more workers. I'm going to put a zealot out here. Get over there. Go here, here, and then here. And then we're going to put him in a surveillance mode. That way we cannot all army him on accident. I'm going to put 3 workers over here. And our robotics space should be finishing at any moment now. 46 seconds away. We're going to go ahead and grab our 4th gas, as well as 2 more gateways. And once this is done, we're going to start our Colossus. And we now have the gas, because we got our third gas on time, to start Thermal Lance. Extended Thermal Lance. There's a turret and a starport. So we still don't see much of anything. But that's okay. We got a little bit of info. We know that our opponent's playing defensive. And that's all we need to know. So going up to about 48 probes. Want a couple more than 16 on each base. We're going to warp in some stalkers here. I had another pylon on the way, I thought. I did not. So, see, even I get supply blocked. But take this time supply block to go ahead and get this 6th gateway and move out to start taking my 3rd base. Gotta put another chrono boost on this upgrade. Does take 100 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and get another pylon and one by the 3rd. And then we're gonna come back here and warp in some more stalkers. And once that, we're going to wait for 300 minerals and build our 2nd Colossus. Which, I swear he's almost done. Going to keep building probes, considering we want to go for this 3rd base. I'm going to get the probe ready in position. Going to wait for that 400 mineral mark. With the Colossus out, we should be safe against virtually anything. Going to put the Nexus down and come back. Now, at this point, we want to be going for a little bit of a different tech choice. We're going to get a Forge as well as a Twilight. I blocked my probe in. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to get another Sentry, and I want to scout again, so I'm going to hallucinate a Phoenix. I'm going to send him on a different route through the main base. You know what? This hallucinated Colossus can go there as well. Phoenix are the fastest flying unit, so hallucinating them is kind of the best. So we're going to keep building probes, and we want to build pylons in places so we don't get supply blocked. Another Colossus about to finish. We're going to start our +1, and once this is done, we're going to start our charge. I'm going to go ahead and get an Observer, considering they killed our original one. We see a 2nd starport. Now, this is telling us that he's going more towards air. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get charge, because we're not going to micro any Blink Stalkers or anything, but I am going to make Stalkers as my form of anti-air. And I'm going to put a Chrono Boost into Charge and into Blink. And now we kind of want to put some pressure on, right? We've been too long in the dark, so I'm going to take my army. We're going to A-move it across, and I'm going to focus on my probes. I'm going to Chrono all 3 of my bases when I can. I'm going to go ahead and get the Gravitic Drive upgrade. I already have the Observer Speed upgrade on accident, but we do have it. Going to get both Assimilators at the 3rd, because you see our gas count's lacking a little bit. Going to go ahead and get a couple more pylons. We see an army moving out, so I'm just going to click Guardian Shield. That way, because I know I'm about to engage. And that's fine. I'm going to start another Colossus down here. Going to put some more Chrono Boosts into the important upgrades. And I'm going to start some more Stalkers. A Zealot and a Sentry. Going to put the current probes on gas, and GG. GG, well played. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 3 of the Bronze to GM series. We ended at Bronze 1. I think on the next episode, we're definitely going to be making our ascent into the Silver League. If you did enjoy, please, we managed to keep under 100 APM. I'm going to check the other 2 games to make sure. 76 in that one. Wait. 76 in 2 in a row? Okay, impressive. And in the 3rd one, we had 93. So we managed to stay under 100 APM for all 3 games, which is good. It's good. So if you did enjoy this, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps set me out the most. And I love making this type of content for you guys. Check out the StarCraft tips and tricks videos and the cast that I just put up. The game was insane. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace. All right. I'm going to get water because my throat is like killing me now. Because I didn't have water for the last 2 games. I was talking the whole time.